Hey, good evening. It's Friday evening, September 25th. I'm going to talk tonight more about the kingdom of God, another application. We're talking about some principles in the morning ones, but tonight we're going to talk about application. And we've been talking about the internal impact of the kingdom of God on our lives. But I cannot not address the power of God's kingdom on the impact in the world. And the passage that continues to come to my mind and has brought comfort to me for years, and you've heard me talk about it before, I'm going to talk about it again tonight in Daniel chapter 4. And this is when Nebuchadnezzar is confronted by God with his pride and his arrogance. He's walking on his palace, beautiful hanging gardens of Babylon, magnificent structure, and he says to himself, "This is what I have made." And a dream then comes down to him, fulfilled in the prophecy given to him by Daniel. And Nebuchadnezzar goes through this period of insanity for we don't know how long, but it was significant. And then at the end of those days, we read this in Daniel 4. "I, Nebuchadnezzar, looked up to heaven, and my sanity returned to me. Then I praised the Most High and honored and glorified him who lives forever. For his dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom from generation to generation." This is also the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God is for you and for me right now. It's the rule of God in our hearts. And everything we do, word or deed, is to be given as a member of the kingdom of God. But there's also this aspect of the kingdom of God of his rule on the earth. And Nebuchadnezzar lays that out for us in beautiful fashion. All the inhabitants of the earth are counted as nothing, and he does with what he wants with the armies of heaven and the inhabitants of the earth. There is no one who can block his hand or say to him, "What have you done?" God is accountable to no one. And we look around us and we see the craziness, the distress that we see, the injustice, people who appear like they're out of control, and we see the pride and arrogance of people. When we as a country honor someone and have them lie in state who is responsible for the deaths of hundreds of thousands of unborn children, who wants to redefine marriage, who wants to mock God, and yet this person lies in honor. God is not impressed. Nebuchadnezzar is telling us we can mock him all we want. No one can hold back his hand. So when Nebuchadnezzar says, "At that time my sanity returned to me, and my majesty and splendor returned to me for the glory of my kingdom. My commanders and nobles sought me out once again." But now Nebuchadnezzar still gets it. Now he gets it. He didn't get it before, he gets it now. "Now I, Nebuchadnezzar, praise and exalt and glorify the King of the heavens, because all of his works are true and his ways are just, and he is able to humble those who walk in pride." The kingdom of God means that he is able to humble those who walk in pride. This world is not out of control. God is not mocked. We bring judgment to ourselves when we ignore him. But he's not out of control. The kingdom of God reigns all through life, all through the world. It's a comfort to you when you're at home with your children and you know what's right and you trust God and you cry out to him to help you. That's the kingdom of God. When you return good for evil, that's the kingdom of God. But don't forget, kingdom of God is also God's power in this world, and no ruler, no power can overrule him and go their own way. No one is able to hold back his hand. That's the reality we need to hang on to. That also is the kingdom of God. Rest well knowing the King Jesus is on the throne, and you can take comfort in that this night. Lord bless you, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.